2, 1, let's go.
What up? As you can clearly see, there's a change of venue. We're in the bus all the way from Tartu City
is moving
back to Estonia. See what I did there? Yeah. By the way, everybody in the bus say pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon.
So my name is Astar, and my point for today is this: what do you do when life gives you oranges? Guys can't answer, so let me answer.
You didn't give us the chance.
You throw away the oranges, you take some lemons, and you make lemonade. Let me explain. I'm very serious, by the way. So why do I give that analogy? Because I've been having different conversations with people. Yesterday I had a one-on-one meet. First of all, big shout out to Poji for making that meet happen. You understood the version of collaboration. And what I realized from a lot of the technology or the solutions that Estonians have built, they didn't have oranges. They've not been given oranges in the situations that they have. They've never had oranges. Yeah. They've just started straight up from lemons, and raw lemons, as a matter of fact. Yeah. What do I mean by that? For example, their population is only 1.3 million. So because their population is only 1.3 million, like Tartu, where we've just come, has how many guys? 100,000 people. Yeah. Because of that, from the get-go, they've had to think of solution building from a Europe perspective. Right. They didn't start like us guys who have oranges. We have 54 million people, and so we just start for building for Nairobi city. Forget even those 54 million people. Because of those situations, they've had to build, and instantly they're building their product in Polish, in French, in English, in Estonian. So they are starting automatically, because of the situation that life has put them in, they are automatically starting from a global mindset.
Right.
So why am I saying that? You've got to be intentional about putting yourself in inconvenient spaces, because it is
inconvenient.
Yes. Intentionally
uncomfortable.
Intentionally put, I like that word better. Intentionally put yourself in uncomfortable spaces, and because of that, you're going to think of solutions that are out of your norm.
Right. Yeah.
Pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon.
So, do you want the spoon?
No, you could have the spoon.
I have the spoon.
Okay.
A very good example of that actually is GovStack. So we've all been looking at the Shisha situation and how difficult it has been for us to do the most basic thing of administering healthcare to folks using a system that is easily buildable anywhere in the world. GovStack was Estonia understanding that they couldn't afford the typical multinational products that were provided by the companies, the tech companies that were there in the world. Because at that point there were like 900,000, 1 million people, and they couldn't afford all the tools that were available to them.
Yes.
So what they did was they looked internally.
Yep.
And they were able to build out a government stack of technology products that they could implement that allowed them to serve their people so comprehensively that now you can do everything online, including divorce.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that was left.
Yep.
And why was that? It's because they understood that if it's out there and we can't afford it, we can build it ourselves and build it well.
They were rock bottom when they started.
Because they're building it for themselves. Yeah. They're not building it because they're thinking that there's opportunities outside. Yeah. They're building it because they understand the opportunities are within them. Yeah. We as Kenyans are one of the most technological savvy folks on the continent, if not the world. We've built products that have been shipped abroad. We've got people living abroad, building things abroad for people abroad, and we can't bring those things home because we are always thinking, how can I take advantage of my neighbor and the other person across the street? Why can't we just think that if we build it right, we will serve not just us and the people coming after us, we will elevate so much more than just putting money in my pocket. How much cooler is it if of the 55 million people in our country, all of them were able to access medical care? How much cooler is it if that 200, 500, 700,000 shillings was actually money put in by all 55 million? How much cooler would it be if everybody who was ever sick could be able to go and leverage on that? Instead, right now, it's less than 3%. 3%. Yeah. That's what I read in the papers. 3%. Why is it? We don't trust the system. If you get to trust a system and the system works, success is the only thing you're left with. Pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon. I saw you rode on my spoon though.
First of all,
Which is all good.
we carried this spoon on this bus. Okay, all right. Yeah,
The spoon is moving.
Yeah. All right.
Not pointing finger.
Here's the thing. I learned about this a couple of years ago. You know this thing called ikigai.
Yes.
Okay, what you love doing, what you need, what you're good at, and what you can be paid for.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant my office. My office is Sorry.
And the principle around that is find a place where all those things meet, and that's where you call that your convergence, a point of convergence. That's the same thing I'm seeing here in Estonia. That there are different players, different sectors who look for a place of convergence. All right, and the place of optimum production comes from where all of them have collaborated and are operating at a place of convergence. There's those who have a place of need. There are those people who are good at something. There are those people. I mean, it's just that's it. And this is what I'm just going to say to you. Find your place of convergence, where your occupation and your vocation meet. That is a place of optimum output. And if you thrive, where you thrive is at that point of convergence. Pass the spoon.
Find your ikigai.
Yeah.
Whoa, guys. You know, we've just left and after seeing an institution that is over 300 years old.
Wow.
The home of almost every innovation that we are talking about today.
Yeah.
And I feel so challenged with this one question. Am I Omena or am I a shark?
You know I like Omena.
Are you Omena?
I like Omena.
Or are you a shark? Listen.
Break it down.
Listen.
Listen.
Omena swims in the shallow end. It has a culture of surviving every day, day by day.
And there are many.
And there are many
At the same time.
at the same time. A shark, it thrives in the deep seas.
Yeah.
It has a culture of commandeering the seas.
Yeah.
It dictates the atmosphere of the sea.
Yeah.
So what the guys we've just seen, you know, students from Tartu University, they created the first Estonian nano satellite.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All of them, they ended up owning businesses. Yeah. Everybody was looking for them.
Yeah.
We've just seen a 28-year-old lady who is saying 20 years from today, you'll be able to charge your phone instantly. Yeah,
With a hair.
with a hair, a micro tube.
Yeah.
These guys are not talking about today. They are dictating how 20 years from today will look like.
That's deep sea.
That is deep sea stuff.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is this, I discovered today that innovation is not just a mindset.
Yeah.
Innovation is a multi-generational culture.
Wow.
Their grandfathers were innovators.
Yes.
Their fathers today are innovators. And their children are
We'll be innovators.
We met an 84-year-old innovator.
today innovator.
Yes, having a business.
Innovator.
Yes.
These guys are sharks. And as I go home, I'm asking myself, am I an omena or a shark? That's the challenge. Are you omena or a shark?
Yeah.
And you, are you omena or a shark? The choice is yours. Pass the spoon.
Pass the spoon.